All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Well, I got a burr under my saddle.
We talk, you listen.
Somebody that's going to take an innocent life is not mentally insane.
You know them.
Time to nut up or shut up.
You love to hate them.
It's the Denton and Sasquatch Show.
Can I bring my AR-15 next time?
Sure.
Yes.
This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it.
You can't handle the truth.
Hello and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show, coming to you from both California and Alabama. I almost said Idaho for some reason. I have no idea why.
Because Idaho.
My name is Sasquatch. I'm in California. His name is Denton. He's in Alabama or Idaho or Alaska or somewhere. I don't know. He's floating around out there somewhere. But we are coming to you through the magic of modern technology, streaming right into your ears because we can.
And why shouldn't we? You should be listening to us, and you should be contacting us at dentonandsasshow@gmail.com. That's Denton and SassShow@gmail.com. Or if you want to find out where we really hang out, we hang out at prepperforums.net, prepperforums.net, because we're preparing for the end of times because the Democrats going to destroy this nation, and we got to fix it afterwards. It's going to be an unholy mess. So anyway, how you doing, Sass?
I am doing just peachy.
Peachy? Now you've moved to Georgia, which is nowhere near Idaho.
Before we really get started, I just want to say for all of you that are tuning in right from the beginning, you're going to want to stay to the end because I've got something great that we're going to do at the very end. So make sure you don't just skip, just wait, just listen to the whole show and wait for the very end because it's awesome.
And if the rest of you who always follow us, you remember how crappy the ending was for the last show? I'm seeing a pattern here.
Don't give away too much. Don't give away too much.
Oh, no.
I'm all right. How are you? You all right?
I'm fine.
All right. Well, good to know because people don't care how we are anyway.
Anyway.
They just come to us for the important stuff.
For entertainment.
Yep. Well, did you know Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham announced the Department of Justice Inspector General Michael Horowitz will testify on Wednesday, December 11th about his report on FISA abuse and the origins of the Russian probe. Now, this has been teased forever, so hopefully something finally comes of it, because I'm of the opinion, it's like, yeah, call me when something happens.
I don't think it's even going to happen then.
Probably not.
I mean, we keep on hearing this is going to happen. This, any day, any minute, any hour, this is going to happen. And it's pushback. Everything's always pushback. We're not going to do it yet. We're not going to do it yet. Okay, I'm about to fall asleep over here. Okay, do you want me to hear it? Because I can't hear when I'm asleep.
Yeah, you can only run that so long. Says it may come out before that, but just mark your calendar for... What did I say? December 11th. I'd say if it doesn't happen by December 11th, I'm calling BS on the whole thing.
That and Durham report and everything else. I mean, all these reports supposed to be coming out. Oh, the truth is going to be revealed, and, well, justice will prevail, allegedly. It's never happened.
Nope.
So let's just wait and see what happens. Hope springs eternal. We are very optimistic people.
Well, do you have anything? Do you have anything that has actually happened?
Well, I don't know. I've had 2 concussions in my life. I don't remember it.
You want to rifle through your papers there and see if maybe you can come up with something?
I don't even know where my spare car keys are at, man. You're asking me that kind of question? But I can tell you this. The world's gone to crap.
All right.
This is from Breitbart. Have you ever heard of Grand Valley State University?
I have not.
Neither have I. And now I will just flat out forget them. Students at Grand Valley State University in Michigan voted last week to stop reciting the Pledge of Allegiance at student government meetings over concerns that it is discriminatory and oppressive.
Oh, of course it is. Isn't everything nowadays?
Well, it should be. Everything should oppress and discriminate. Everything. M&Ms.
You know what's going to be next? They're going to start claiming, well, I don't have to stop for red lights because that's discriminatory and racist.
Red, Indians. Yeah, I'm not an Indian. I don't, like, in lieu of to it and what? Go away. Anyhow, the weekend to end their tradition of reciting the Pledge of Allegiance before student government meetings, student activists argued that the Pledge of Allegiance was oppressive and discriminatory against international students. The students voted last week 22-10 in favor of the pledge ban. And hat tip to the 10 who aren't stupid. Now, what do you think about the Pledge of Allegiance?
Well, before I say what I think, I did think of something they can say beforehand that would probably suit them better. How about they all sing Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Or E-I-E-I-O.
And they can all hold hands.
Now, look, you're not from the South. I'm from the South.
I would have never known.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. But during the Reconstruction period, after the Civil War, the Union had their jackbooted foot on the necks of the southern states. The only way to get that foot off your neck was to pledge allegiance to the Union. A lot of people may not know that because, especially nowadays, I mean, nobody teaches history. But so, the concept of pledging allegiance to the nation is kind of offsetting to me. Mm-hmm. But that's from a historical point of view. Now, nowadays, you were a kid. I mean, you said the Pledge of Allegiance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did too. You don't think anything of it. You just hear, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. But you're pledging allegiance to the flag. That represents the nation. It represents the individual states. It represents the soldiers and, as you say, blah, blah, blah. Well, you do. You say it a lot.
I do. It's a crutch of mine. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. But really, you say it, and it's just like a patriotic thing. Now, if you're a foreign student, and everybody stands up and say the Pledge of Allegiance, why would you stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance? You don't belong to this country. You can sit down, smoke a Marlboro. No, you can't smoke anywhere in the world nowadays. Well, you can sit there and do Twitter or whatever and sit that one out.
Well,
pretend like you're calling Kaepernick.
I'll tell you what I would do. If roles were reversed and I was in another country and they got up every day and I don't know, pledged to the morning cow or whatever, I don't know, whatever they do, I would get up and stand there out of respect for their country. I wouldn't recite it because I don't pledge my allegiance to that cow, but I would just get up and just stand there quietly while they do their thing and then sit back down and get on with business.
Well, that would be a sensible thing to do. Now, so discriminatory, we just shot that in the foot, and I love it. Oppressive. How in the world is a Pledge of Allegiance oppressive?
Well, it's that one part. I pledge allegiance to the flag and to all the whiteys in America that are going to stomp on anybody that's brown, black, or any different color. Don't you remember that part?
Oh, I forgot that part. Yeah. And you have to read between the lines to come anywhere near that. As a matter of fact, there are no lines there to read. But, like I said, other than what I've said, as far as the history of the Union against the southern states, and that is so far, way back there, nobody knows anything about it. It's not oppressive. That is the most moronic thing I've ever heard. Well, that's not true. It's moronic. I'm on my third marriage. I've heard a lot of moronic things, okay? So it's not the most moronic thing that I've heard, but it is pretty stupid. Okay, you pledge allegiance to the flag that represents the nation that is supposed to protect your individual rights so that you can live as free human beings and enjoy life, pursue happiness, pursue success. Now, where are these people coming from? They found it.
Pursue a college education, maybe.
Maybe, and yeah, and if Bernie has it his way, it's going to be for free. But it's discriminatory. Speaking of discriminatory, where are these kids coming from? Okay, are they coming from China? My gosh, there's no discrimination going on in China. Saudi Arabia, that's the freest country I've ever heard of. What countries are better than ours as far as that people are going to? I mean, there are some small countries that can afford to be, more free and all that kind of stuff, but they're usually being protected by us. All right, so they don't have the big expense of protecting themselves. Okay, so where are these countries that these kids are coming from that they're saying, well, you know what? I don't even want to hear this allegiance crap. It offends me. And even if this is the case, we offend you? Well, by golly, I think you may want to go to China for your education.
Love it or leave it. America.
Now, skipping right on, unless you have something to say.
No.
Obama didn't like Israel.
Obama what?
Did not like Israel.
I wonder why that would be.
Because he's a stinking Muslim.
I knew if I just threw a little bit of bait in the water, it'd be like, nibble, 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 nibble. All right, go.
This is from the Jerusalem Post, dated November 18th, 2019. I think that was, today?
November 18th? Yeah, that's where we're at.
Okay. In a historic reversal of U.S. policy, the Trump administration is set to announce on Monday, that's today, that it does not view Israeli settlements in the West Bank as illegal. The policy change is scheduled to be formalized in an official address by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in Washington. The decision, the Jerusalem Post has learned, came after a year-long review conducted by the State Department's legal office. The team met with international law experts as well as officials from different governments to hear their opinions. Why do we care about their opinions? The West Bank. Okay, I have a problem with that word, West Bank.
Enlighten us.
It's actually called Judea and Samaria. Okay, those are regions that are historically Jewish. West Bank, the West Bank, that is a Palestinian term. Palestinian, that is a term that Yasser Arafat blanketed the Arabs in that area to make it sound like they had a tie to that place as if it was their homeland. Arabs, they came to that area after the diaspora ended and Jews came back to their homeland, and they never left. Don't get me wrong. They never totally left their homeland. There was always a remnant there. Okay, so the Jews came back, and they started making that area bloom and blossom. They drained the swamps. They watered the deserts. Now, all of a sudden, the place is beautiful. And so the Arabs come back to Israel. They come to Israel looking for jobs. They get jobs, have a reason to be there because the Jews made it prosperous. Okay, and if you figure all that together, the Jews made it happen. The reason it's called Palestine, that's from Philistine. The Romans, when they crushed the Jewish rebellion, who wouldn't want to fight the Romans? If a invading army came to America, wouldn't we want to fight them as well? Same thing. So now, Trump reversed Obama. It was Obama that said, well, now the West Bank thing is illegal. The Jews can't be there. Not historic, but it's Obama thing. That's not what I call history. He's reversed that. He's gone back to the Reagan way of seeing things. So good for Trump. Trump is doing good. He's doing, people think he's brash and he's rude and all that kind of stuff. And he says it like he's a New Yorker. He thinks it, he says it. Okay, so maybe he's not what you call a statesman, but it seems to me that he's doing things biblically, and I can't throw a rock at that.
Well, I don't get where Obama can say, it's illegal and blah, blah, blah. It's like it's their fight. Let them fight it out.
Well, that was a UN resolution. It's UN Security Resolution 2334, which Obama allowed to happen, calling settlement activity a flagrant violation of international law and with no legal validity. Now, you have to do some kind of pretzel maneuvers to get to that point, because where is it illegal for Israel to declare this is our area, especially after, was it the 67 war, when they were attacked on all fronts, and Jordan could have stayed out of it, but they didn't stay out of it. They attacked Israel. Israel attacked back, and they took land. Anytime you're the defender, and you not only defend yourself, but you gain ground, international law, you can keep that ground. So who is the United Nations to say that is no legal validity? Bull crap. That's all I got to say about that. So good on Trump. Keep on doing the right thing. Keep on making us proud. We'll keep on voting for you.
Keep on keeping on.
That's right. Now, Tag, you're it.
Do you want to do the Chick-fil-A one?
Well, why not?
Alrighty then. Chick-fil-A will reportedly stop donating money to charities, including the Salvation Army and Fellowship of Christian Athletes, following pressure from the LGBT groups. Here we go.
I think he left out some letters.
Well, I don't know which ones, because I keep hearing it, and it'll be LGBTQAR-73, and then the next time it'll be LGBTRCUVD exclamation point. I mean, so you never know, but for short, LGBT. All right.
Well, just add in DVD and VHS, and yeah, you'll be good.
All right. The company announced Monday that it is refocusing its charitable foundation to a smaller number of charities focusing exclusively on education, homelessness, and hunger. Chick-fil-A's tax record shows that it gave to several Christian schools and charitable groups in 2018. None of those groups appear on the list of Chick-fil-A's 2019 charitable giving that the company made available for preview. I can't say this guy's name very well. Tassopoulos? Greek, maybe? I don't know. He told a news site Biz News on Monday, "There's no question we know that as we go into new markets, we need to be clear about who we are. There are a lot of articles and newscasts about Chick-fil-A, and we thought we needed to be clear about our message. As a result, the company will no longer give money to organizations including the Salvation Army and Fellowship of Christian Athletes and the Paul Anderson Youth Home." Now, those charities, they claim, the LGBT activists, I totally lost my place.
Well, I can pick up.
Well, no, the activists are targeting Chick-fil-A because they say that those organizations have a negative stance on homosexuality. Okay, well, that's great. But let's see what they did in 2018. Chick-fil-A gave $115,000 to the Salvation Army for the Angel Tree program, which provided gifts for 11,000 children during the holiday season. The fast food chain also gave $1.65 million to the Fellowship of Christian Athletes to provide underserved youth with a week-long summer sports camp at historically black colleges and universities. Okay, so the LGBT is putting a stop to this, or they're trying to, which is hurting other groups. How does that make sense?
Well, the LGBTQ, XYZ, VHS, FDR, whatever, they don't care about that. They don't care. They're activists. They don't care who they hurt. They're Democrats. Each and every one. You're not going to find a Republican in there. Okay, and they don't care if they burn the house down. They don't care. But here's the thing. I'm not going to focus on LGBTQ DVD.
Mm.
All right. They are just another one of a bunch who wants to destroy this country. What bugs me about this is Chick-fil-A, down through these years, are a Christian-based company, right?
All right. That's where I'm going to argue with you.
Really? Okay.
Let
me finish.
Okay, finish.
They say they're Christian. Okay, they do these things. They don't. Their stores are closed on Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. Okay, and now, so that they can spread out even further, they're willing to bend their morals and their beliefs to the almighty dollar. Okay, and that kind of disturbs me. Don't sit there and tell me how righteous you are. Okay, I know what I am. I cuss like a sailor. I'm just an aggravating, as people call me. My nickname is asshole. Okay, I know what I am, but I believe. Okay, these people they believe and they're righteous and all this kind of stuff. And then they bend to the will of those who want to destroy them. And what do they expect? Do they think that now, all of a sudden, people are going to say, "Oh, this is great. You're one of us now. We love you"? No. They're going to continue to beat you down. Every time you say something, they're going to beat you until you open your stores on Sunday. Because by shutting it down on the Lord's Day, you're showing preference to the Lord. You can't have that. Feed us heathens on Sunday. Okay? They are not going to let up. Okay, now, what do you think the Christians who have been going and eating those doggone chicken sandwiches are going to think? Are they going to rush past Hardee's? Which, by the way, if you haven't had that, what is it? It's one of those steak buffalo-type burgers with mushrooms and cheese on it. If you haven't had one of those, you ain't living yet. Trust me. They're going to blow right past Hardee's or Carl's Jr., I think they call them on your side, to go to Chick-fil-A. That they're thinking, well, they're hypocrites. They just want the money.
Well, I think, okay, now that I've heard you out, I think we're on the same page. We're just going about it different ways. I think we're taking two different destinations to get to the same spot. I was going to say that Chick-fil-A is not a Christian company. I know they say they are, or some people say they are, but they're really not. They're like every other company. They want money. That's what it comes down to, is they want money. Now, like the guy that started Chick-fil-A, he may be a Christian, but the actual company, not a Christian company. Now, the thing I don't understand here is they are bending to a minority, which is going to hurt them money-wise. So I don't see why they're bending. But really, this will just prove that they, or anybody, any company, when you bend to the minority, you're going to lose money. I mean, Dick's Sporting Goods lost a ton of money over the gun thing because they thought they were being self-righteous and, oh, no, we support the no gun. Well, they lost a bunch of money, didn't they? Mm-hmm. And typically, when these companies lose money, they reverse and go the other way and try to get back some of the support they lost.
Well, what these companies need to understand is there are people like me. Okay, I will forget why I'm against a particular company. You know, I won't remember the specifics on Dick's, but I'll drive past Dick's to go to Academy. Mm-hmm. You know, one, Academy's cheaper, and two, I have a lot of things against Dick's. It's like I won't eat at McDonald's. Well, why? I don't know. I think they're for abortion, pro-homo, anti-gun. Just pick one. There's something. I don't remember what, but I just don't want to eat there. Okay? Because I'm not going to give money to somebody who is against me. That makes no sense. Why would you give money to a company that is going to spend money to fund organizations that want to destroy you?
Well, and I think the bigger story on this is that one group can force another group to go their way, if you know what I'm saying. Because, all right, say I like action movies. Mm-hmm. All right, well, not everybody does. Say there's a big group of women out there that like chick flicks. Well, they're going to start boycotting action movies because they don't believe action movies are great. Well, now I can't watch action movies because they don't like them?
Well, no, they don't watch them to begin with. And that's the thing. They don't watch them to begin with.
Well, no, yeah. But they're saying I can't watch them because they don't like them?
Well, they're not going to be able to shut it down. And that's the thing that we're talking about here. LGBTQ, XYZ, they don't eat at Chick-fil-A because they think that Chick-fil-A is anti-them. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's Chick-fil-A? Oh, all of a sudden now, okay, because you've bowed down to the alphabet people, you're going to be able to put a Chick-fil-A in the DFW International Airport? Mm-hmm. Is the money worth it? And are you going to get that much money out of DFW compared to all the people who are going to stop at Hardee's instead of making their way down to Chick-fil-A because they think they're supporting somebody who supports them? Well, I think they're going to lose out. But if they do reverse, I'm still going to stop at Hardee's.
Well, yeah, I think they've damaged themselves already.
Yep, it's too late. Too late. They can turn around now. Too late. I see what they are.
But, I mean, I don't know. This whole thing's just stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Because I mean, America is the land of the free. Okay, so you want to be a Christian, you be a Christian. You want to be a homo, you be a homo. Doesn't mean you have to agree with each other.
That's right.
I mean, Christians don't come kick, the homo's door in while they're doing homo stuff.
Yeah.
And homos don't go kick in the church door while they're doing church stuff. Just leave each other alone.
Well, actually, the LGBTQ XYZ will attack anybody who is promoting a Christian whatever on the side of the street. I
know, but I just I don't know. I guess I'm thinking of the simplistic way of this or something. It just seems like it's so
the way it should be.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it should be so easy.
Well, it's not. It's not because the loony left are so energized. I remember back in the 80s, all they said was, we just want to talk. Just let us have a debate. And what we should have said is, no, you have mental disorders. Shut up, sit down, go find a doctor. But no, instead we said, okay, let's talk about it.
We'll hear you out.
And that is the camel's nose under the tent. And now the camel is in the tent, and he's going to destroy the tent.
Well, and the crazy part is, these people that do this is a small minority. I mean, I don't know anybody that has time to go protest all the time. It's like these people are paid protesters or something, because even if I didn't like something, I don't have time to go stand out in front of a store with signs yelling and screaming because I got to go to work.
That's because George Soros is not going to fund you to go do that for your causes. Your causes are not with his.
I understand that, but I wonder if anybody else watching the news and watching these protests, I mean, after a while, don't you go, well, how do these people have so much time to do all this? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I think more, linear than other people, but it seems like more people should be asking these questions.
No, that's their profession, though. I mean, what's it, the Peace Corps?
Mm-hmm.
People go into the Peace Corps, and if you really want to, you can move up in the Peace Corps and make it a career. Even as you progress through Africa, wherever, that you're actually harming the indigenous population, the money is there because these non-government organizations, they have a lot of money coming in, and you get jaded and you make money from so-called helping people. Well, it's the same way. It's just that this particular non-government organization is a Soros-funded organization or organizations, and with his money coming in, you can continue to make money yourself. It's really, you go hang out with flipping ignorant hippie chicks, that's a perk. Okay, you hold up a sign, you scream this, that, and the other, and then afterwards you go to the bar and laugh your ass off.
In my younger college days, I remember hanging out with ignorant hippie chicks, and it's really not that great.
Well, if you can entice them to go take a shower, maybe it is.
Yeah, but you usually can't.
Yeah, shoot. Okay. Well, yeah, so Silicon Valley. Chick-fil-A's off my list now. The one thing I'll say about Carl's Jr. and Hardee's, they've never claimed to be moral, righteous, pious. They just make damn good burgers.
Do you know that Carl's Jr. Hardee's started right down the street from me?
No kidding.
Carl
really?
Karcher Enterprises. I could almost throw a rock and hit the building.
It's too bad your area has gone to pot.
Oh, well, okay. Now that you said that, the building is still there, but Carl's Jr. isn't there. They've moved out of California.
That's funny. For those of you who haven't followed us for the last couple of years, Sasquatch for Christmas always sends me a box of Knott's Berry Farm boysenberry cookies, because I'm nuts about boysenberry cookies from Knott's Berry Farm. He lives in the place where all the cool things are. It's just that the cool places are getting swamped in feces.
Well,
that's a shame.
Next time, if your box has any brown on it, you may want to throw it out.
You can bet your last dollar on that. All righty.
Well, you got anything else?
Nope, I don't.
No, you don't?
Matter of fact, that last one was yours, as a matter of fact. We just happened to look at the same one.
All right, well, let's talk about death.
Well, first off, let me explain. We do not talk about this show, by the way. No, seriously, I want folks to know how.
Better
it's
yet,
a little behind the scenes.
Better yet, we don't plan it.
Yeah, I rush home from work. Okay, I get off at 10. I get home. I get ready about 10:30, and then we get on Skype. And hey, how you doing? I'm fine. How about you? How's Mama doing? Blah blah blah. And now I've got it now. Blah 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 blah. And then we'll say, well, what you got? That's our preparation for the show. So if it sucks, this is why we don't take the time out during the week to prepare.
And sometimes even one of us, well, what you got? And then we'll say, nothing.
Oh, crap. Let me find some more articles.
So usually while Denton is reading something, I'm kind of going through stuff trying to find something.
Now everybody's shutting the radios off. Great.
Well, this time I do have something. It's
awesome.
Death. Authorities in Colorado made a disturbing discovery while investigating a shooting and potential homicide at an apartment in Denver, Colorado. While detectives with Adams County Sheriff's Office were searching the home of 38-year-old Russell Montoya Jr., they discovered the body of an adult male encased in concrete in the basement. Officials did not identify the victim and only said that he was from the Denver area. They believe that he has been dead for at least a week. Neighbors watched in shock as people in hazmat suits removed the body from the house. Now, here you go.
Here you go.
Here you go. The cops just assuming that somebody killed this guy. Now, how many times have you ever been hanging out with your buddy, drinking a few, and they fell into your freshly poured concrete? I mean, it happens all the time.
I can think of 6 times in my lifetime.
So, they fall face down. You're comfortable on the chair. You don't want to get up to help them up. And they end up dying. So you just go, I'm just going to leave them there.
It'll dry.
And plus, it'll make the concrete look, a little cool.
Now, my question is, will the concrete hold the odor in?
I don't know. It's a good question. I would guess so, as long as there weren't any cracks or anything.
Well, the cracks. Well, now by the time the cracks start forming, then I guess the body will be desiccated because the concrete's going to desiccate it. As it dries, it's going to dry the body, which will, of course, make a void in the concrete. So you better hope he's deep.
Yeah. Well, and another thing too, it's like when you pour concrete, everybody knows you got to keep hosing it down so it doesn't crack. To keep that nice little moisture to it. So. Mm-hmm. I just can't imagine somebody there with a hose over a dead body going, if we want to keep it from cracking,
murderers aren't the smartest.
Better make it nice. But anyways, I just thought, I'd throw that in there.
And give us a little insight. We'll talk about it a little bit. Will it hold the odor? You got to put the body deep in there. Make sure you have a hose handy.
And did the guy incriminate himself by putting his handprints in there?
Of course.
Writing his name, maybe.
You have to do that. There's a law in there somewhere that you have to put your handprint in there and then your name and the date. And if you do that, the cop's going to look at it and say, there's no way an idiot has a body in that concrete.
Probably not.
So anyway. Got anything else?
I do. I promised the people at the beginning of the show I had something great for them, and I do.
I forgot about that. I was hoping you would too.
Of course I'm not going to forget about that. Everybody remembers Eric Swallwell, right?
Eric Swallwell.
Yeah, he's the one that said if there were ever a civil war that he would pretty much nuke us from space, the people that were fighting the government, right?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like the Second Amendment.
Well, I guess he wouldn't.
Well,
he wants to be a tyrant.
That's right. I think didn't he try to run in the Democrats and he got blown out really quick, right?
Yeah, he did. It turns out he's just full of hot air, and that's all.
Oh, he's more than full of hot air. Well, I guess he was being interviewed about the impeachment by what's his name, Matthews.
Yeah.
Well, who's that? Hardball with Chris Matthews, right?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Here's the interview, and you tell me what you think of this.
For U.S. military aid.
Chris, so far, the evidence is uncontradicted that the president used taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election. And the complaint that I've heard from Republicans...
Now, I don't know if that's real or not, and I really, really hope it is, but It just seemed damn funny to me.
Well, it is funny. But give me your take on it.
Well, okay. When I first heard it, because the fart is so loud, it sounds fake. But if you watch the video, he kind of pauses right when it starts, kind of lifts his body up a little bit, and then kind of continues on. And if you look at his face, it looks like he's about ready to bust up, but he kind of holds it together. So I don't know. It looks kind of real to me. It seems so over the top that it has to be fake, but it looks pretty real.
Okay, well, here's my take on it. First off, I didn't see it being. It was that obvious that he's about to bust out. I didn't see that. But I will say that he's pausing, he's lifting up, he's thinking about the next thing he's going to say. Maybe something funny crossed his mind. He chuckled inside himself, and he realized it's not the best time for it. He drives on. But now, if you're going to make a funny video, you'll just you'll wade through videos and find the one that, okay, I can work with this. He does this, this, and this, and I can put a fart in there.
I know. It's just, it's like Santa Claus. I want it to be real.
Well, you know what? Here, we're going to officially, at the Denton and Sasquatch Show, say that we hope it's real. But I don't think that'll get us in legal trouble.
We cannot confirm it, but we do. And, we just played it for you there. But if you want to watch it, it's on YouTube. Go to YouTube before they take it down. Eric Swallwell farts, and it'll come right up. Maybe I'll try to link it to our YouTube, but it's funny.
You know what? I'm supposing this is going to be the end of the show now, and now I know how the world's going to end.
With a giant fart?
Possibly. And that will cause everybody to laugh themselves to death. Things have gotten so insane that if you're not laughing, you're dead already. Okay, I mean, you can't do anything about anything. You just watch this crap. Chick-fil-A is bowing to the homos. Colleges are banning the Pledge of Allegiance after decades and decades because it's oppressive. And you watch this stuff, and then Eric Swallwell farts afterwards. You've got no choice but laugh yourself to death. So, Sass, we're doomed. What do we do?
Laugh it off.
And drink up. Hey, by the way, next week, Monday, we're going to have a special guest. You're going to learn about South Africa and the horrible slaughter of white folks that's going on there, and how the ANC is just as corrupt as any government can be. As a matter of fact, they possibly could teach our government how to be corrupt.
Well,
Don't know.
Well, wait a second, I didn't see this on our news. It can't be happening if our news isn't reporting on it.
Where is Chris Matthews? Where's Rachel Madcow? You'd think these people would be telling us about it, but no, they don't tell us anything that's real. So just stick around. We'll see y'all next week. It's going to be great. Drink up. Bye.
To help him cheat an election